At last, Smallville casts reunite at New York Comic Con for the first time, reflecting on 20 years of the Superman prequel series. Let's take a look at it. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. For this video, we'll talk about the Smallville cast reuniting after 20 years. But before anything else, please leave a like on the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell down below so you won't miss any of our videos. Without any further ado, let's hop on right to the video. The first announcement of the much-awaited reunion was dated way back in April 2020. Smallville's stars will reunite for a fantastically important philanthropic cause. Smallville's Clark Kent, Lex Luthor, and Lana Lang may have parted ways, but the actors who played them are gearing up for a virtual reunion. Yes, Tom Welling is amongst them. This is something Superman would certainly approve of. While fans continue to dream about a Smallville reboot/revival, the cast is busy with other projects. Tom Welling, Michael Rosenbaum, and Kristen Kreuk have all joined together to help the Ronald McDonald House in Los Angeles. And on October 10th, the cast of Smallville gathered at the New York Comic Con's Metaverse to discuss the show's production and long-term influence in honor of the show's impending 20th anniversary next September. The performers had no idea how enormous the show, which originally aired on the WB, a network that later became the CW, would become back in October 2001. Some of them didn't even have a good understanding of the DC source material. Tom Welling, who reprised the role of Clark Kent in the CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event last year, admitted that his lack of comic book knowledge growing up helped him prepare for the role of an inexperienced Man of Steel. "I didn't grow up in a comic book family, which, I've said before, helped me, I think. Because the whole idea of Clark is he didn't know who he was going to be, so that made it easier for me," Welling said. Michael Rosenbaum echoed that sentiment in regard to his portrayal of the young Lex Luthor. "I really didn't know anything about Superman. We were lucky in a lot of ways. I loved Christopher Reeve. I loved the 1978 Superman movie. But I wasn't diehard, know everything about it. And so I couldn't be like Gene Hackman. He was way older, and he was all over the place in a great way. He is my favorite, so, for me, it was like, just frickin' do the role. Just read the lines and do what you're doing. Go with what your instinct is." Laura Vandervoort and Sam Witwer joined the virtual panel, which was hosted by Star Trek Voyager's Garrett Wang. Witwer, in particular, talked about how he nearly died on set due to a ruptured appendix, which he mistook for food poisoning, and how he had a producer apologize in exchange for shaving his chest for a scene. Vandervoort, on the other hand, voiced her disappointment that Kara didn't have a bigger role to play in the 10th and final season, which aired the series finale in May 2011. "I wish Kara was in more of the finale at the wedding," she said. "She didn't really have closure. She just sort of flew off and we never saw her again. It would have been nice for myself personally, and I think for the character to have goodbyes. I didn't have any proper goodbyes, and I think they could have explored more of her personal storyline. She was always, obviously, as she should be, involved with Clark's story and trying to help him, but we never really got to know her, except when she had amnesia, which was an opportunity to kind of explore who she was outside of the character, because she was a blank slate. But otherwise, it's a story of Clark Kent and Lex Luthor, and I like how they peppered her in. It just would have been nice to see more about her personality." For some fans, Smallville starring Tom Welling is the best Superman show of all time, despite not flying or wearing the costume until the 2-hour series finale. Smallville was the show to watch once it began in 2001, before there was an Arrowverse or even the large number of other comic book shows that exist today. Most broadcast networks were cautious to adapt superhero characters to television at the time. However, for the WB, before it became the CW, the Superman prequel arrived at the perfect time and became an instant hit. Smallville's lifespan was extended once the CW was launched in 2006, despite the fact that the show was only supposed to run for 5 seasons. The makers of Smallville incorporated several characters from the Superman mythology over the show's tenure on television. Clark met many of these people before becoming Superman, from significant players like Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Perry White, to classic villains like Darkseid, Doomsday, and General Zod. Despite the fact that Smallville pulled in and reimagined a lot of Superman material, there was one rule that the show was established on from the start: no tights and no flights. Smallville never saw Clark as Superman, in the closing 2 hours of the series, despite the fact that he donned proto-suits and could fly under exceptional conditions. Even if Clark only dressed up and mastered flying in the final episode, Smallville was still a Superman series. Clark is more than his tights and his heroic name, as many fans of the renowned hero know. For 10 years, Tom Welling got to explore Clark Kent's roots in a way that other live-action adaptations couldn't, because they had to get to his origin story and establish him as Superman. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you'll never miss out on any future content we'll produce for you guys. We're signing off for now. We'll be sure to catch you all on the next one.